And when I used to play guitar, I always felt myself in a cage. And I'm very tensioned because I wasn't able to lead a guitar. I always was the rhythm, okay, but I always was very tense. And then on drums, even though I'm not a good drummer, I feel that my body, my mind can show how I feel about that. And
Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters in That podcast. I am your host, Brian. And joining me today, you're hailing from Spain, right?
yeah,
Spain, it's David Pena. How you doing, brother?
yes. Hey, thanks. Thank you very much for having me, Brian. I'm so honored.
Yep. No worries, and thank you for coming on too. I always like to reach out to drummers, and it's been good to at least get this nice little presence of expanding worldwide now, as I'm sure you've also seen in some of my other episodes I've done.
Yeah.
All right, so I think you obviously seen like how my podcast is. I'm currently right now I'm just kind of reaching out to like drummers right now, kind of get to know everybody in this community a little bit more because you really start to learn more about like people, like even myself, but even like other people in our community who perhaps had similar struggles or have overcome something. So it's always good to get like these little stories. So I'm interested to see what your stories are. So I just got some questions here for you. Are you ready?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be interesting or not, but let's do this.
That's all right. So just be yourself and just answer them as best you can. We'll let the audience decide if you're interesting or not. So
Cool. Yeah.
all right. So first question. Tell us a little bit about your drum history. How'd you get into drumming?
Whoa, that's cool and weird at the same time because as I think a lot of people, um, it just was like for accident or by accident because I was playing guitar before. Well, playing guitar, trying to to do something in the guitar with my friends in the high school. And then back in time, that was in the 2001. I was 18, I think. Yeah, uh, I was rehearsing with my friends in a basement in Barcelona, and well, the supposed to be drummer was a brother of my friend who was playing bass guitar, and he missed that rehearsal. And then it was like, hey, can I bang it? And they say, well, okay, try it. And I will always remember that my first song that I played or tried to play properly in drums was For Whom the Bell Tolls from Metallica, by Metallica.
Hmm.
Oh, well, that was awesome because I never ever played a drum set before. And it was like, oh man, I was too bad, but I was even worse on guitar. But then, the feeling that when you're playing an instrument, in my case was the guitar, but I never feel myself comfortable enough. And then on the drum set was like, hey, what a world. So everything began there. Do you want more?
No.
then,
I
then
was just kind of giving you a little space there. I just didn't know if you had anything else to add, and if there was more to the story. So that's why I kind of paused a little bit.
Yep.
Especially, I know your dialect's a little hard too, but I'm just kind of making sure that you tell your whole story the whole way through before I jump in and like jump here to the next question or throw in something new. So
Okay.
just keep going. I guess was that all the story, or is there something
Yes,
else you want
well,
to add?
then I called myself drummer, and but never ever tried to get into classes or something. I always tried to learn by ear, as I did on guitar. I always had clear in my mind that I was not going to drum for a living, so only was for fun. And then we started a post-rock kind of band in Barcelona with other friends. Our band was called And They Give You an Eye. Check it out, and They Give You an Eye. Well, that was an awesome project, but everything was too improvised. But man, I felt because with the guitar player, we were like having a conversation when playing. The guitar was talking, then the bass was talking, and then the drums were talking. And that was my main goal on the drums because it was like, okay, we are friends, we are enjoying ourselves, and we're making music. That band was cool to me because I will tell you maybe later my influences, but you can suppose some of them if I tell you that I like post rock music, and that our music was cool in that time because how to tell the songs were always the same parts, but we never know how long that each part was going to be because it depended on the mood of each of the players.
I see. That's actually a pretty
And
cool
then
story too. Getting into, you said punk rock or pop rock?
post rock,
Post rock. Okay.
post rock. Everything was instrumental, no voices, no lyrics. Only was one guitar, one bass guitar player, and a drum player. So drummer, sorry,
Yeah.
drummer. Oh, my English. Oh, but
Yep. I'll
and
be like,
then
yep, this interview's over. There we go. You can't say drummer, right?
a drummer.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good.
That project, and they give you an eye, lasted from 2006 to 2009, and then every one of us go for their part and other projects. In my case, I ended the university. I'm a nurse, and then I jumped to the working world at all. And
Yeah.
then we are already on 2009. I said okay, and then I had a huge hiatus, stop in the travel of music. I didn't play drums for almost 10 years, from 2009 yes, until I began the drums project on YouTube. And then why did I began the drums on YouTube? Well, first of all, because I felt the urge to play again drums, but with a huge handicap because I became a dad of one. All my friends in the community know that with all my love I call my son and my daughter gremlins, my
Yeah.
gremlins. But back in time when I began the idea of Daddy Drums project, I only had my daughter sleeping downstairs. And then I say, well, okay, I have an old Roland TV 6V kit on the closet, so let's jump it and play it. And then that was, Brian, the most amazing feeling. You can play late at night when my little gremlin was sleeping downstairs, and she never realized that what daddy does upstairs when she was sleeping. Then my second gremlin came in 2018, and well, with the channel a little bit grown, well, a little bit, I'm not that big, but I never expected to have all that amount of subscribers and views that I have. That's crazy because I don't know what the people see in me, but well, okay. And
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, definitely starting YouTube. That was always a little bit of hurdle in the beginning because I guess did you not really know like what you were doing at first? You were just thinking like I'll just post a video and then just see what it does, or did you try to do a little research?
Mhm.
That was a question.
Oh,
That was a question.
sorry. I did not understand you. Can you repeat, please?
I was just the question was, did you do a little research when you got onto it? Like this is what I need to do to get more subscribers, or did you just say here's a video
No,
and I'll
no,
just
no.
see what it does?
No, that was crazy because I didn't even know what to post properly well enough because in the beginning I didn't even tag any hashtag or something or keywords or whatever. Actually, you can look in my older videos, and well, first of all, you are gonna cringe because they are awful. I cringe myself when I watch my older videos. That's like, oh no. Well, actually, that happens to me in the current and nowadays videos as well, but okay. But then, I don't know, I think that it was with uh, mm, a cover I did called Havana, that Bill from Drum Covers by Bill made a shout out of that video, and then all the views, all the subscribers grow a lot. And I always say that Bill first was the first one to put me in the game. Then came Drummond, then came a lot of others one. But the video was the main thing that made Daddy Drums get into the game.
I see. I guess did Ash Wells, did he reach out to you eventually, or I was trying to think when I was trying to think like who reached out to you first. Was it Drumman and then Ash Wells came after?
Yeah, Ash Wells came after, but he's awesome. He's awesome, and he's doing such enormous things for the drum community and internet. He's a crazy friend of mine. I'm honored to call him a friend because he is always up to help me, even in personal affairs.
Yeah, absolutely. And his videos have been very helpful too. I know he takes heat too for like his using sheet music too. And I know he posts about that on our little WhatsApp page that we have right there. And
I wish I could read as he does.
What's that? I mean,
sorry?
No, I'm sorry. I thought that was a question. So I was just gonna say it. So it's kind of a little funny too, like how people then just like criticize you. Did you kind of suffer that in the beginning, like you can't play it wrong, or
critics? You mean? Well,
yeah,
critics, yes. Trolls, of course. We all deal with that, and we all know that, or we are all supposed to know that when you expose yourself on an interview, a podcast, or you playing an instrument, always a lot of fanboys are going to tell you you are good even though you are shit. And the opposite, you can do the most funny thing, the most awesome thing, that there is one lovely troll that is going to say, I do it better. Or you did it, you played that backbeat bad. Okay, yes, I did. Probably I did. But so what? It's my channel. And yes, in the beginning, I had not that much trolls. Some of them annoyed me a little. If you are watching me, you know who you are. But well, yeah, just move on. Because that's I think I always tell to my friends, Ash, you and all of you in the community, that don't feed too much the gremlins or the trolls.
They have a cave troll. That's what I always like to say.
Yeah.
That's always been my kind of thing too, with like because I was a big fan of like Lord of the Rings back in the day, and so I always like that little scene when they're in Moria and they get attacked by the orcs and goblins, or I guess whatever, and Boromir says they have a cave troll. So that's one of the things. That's one thing I'm always going to say from now on.
So don't feed them too much.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, that troll, it's also engagement for your channel. So I don't know what is in their mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get them. But I guess sticking with your channel, what are your goals for this year and beyond?
To survive.
To survive.
Because goals in my channel. Well, as I told you, I already reached all my possible goals. Because I just realized that the lighting is a little bit bad. Oh, better now?
That's better, yeah.
Well, sorry about that.
No, it was actually good before. It was good. I think it was just all natural light, right?
Yeah, yes, because it's getting darker here. Well,
it's all good.
My goals have been already reached right now because I never was capable to imagine more than 700 people interested in watching my content. Of course, I have ideas, wishes. I just wish to keep in touch with all the community to improve the engagement and also be capable to express to you all that I appreciate you watching your videos, even though sometimes I can't comment on each one of your videos and whatever. I just want to get more into the community. But man, with my work, with my ramblings, everything that it's crazy. I can't. I don't know how Ash or all others can do it because okay, I can't. So one of my goals is to get better at it because I consider myself a social media drummer, but a bad one, a bad one.
Yeah, you and me both. It's just me just trying to like post something on there and then just hopefully it grabs people's attention so they just come on over here. But I think the other problem is you have to like put ads out there so people see you and like stuff like that. But I've not been totally fortunate just yet. I know I've recently hit the 100 subscriber mark, which was a great goal too. And I have to say,
Congratulations, because I celebrated it because I felt your 100 subs like mine. Seriously.
thank you, Dave. You know, I kind of wish I had thought about it sooner, to be honest, because when I had first started off, I just did like drum covers, but mine were more like a little bit of the metal. Maybe I think I did a couple of rock ones here and there, and I have to say I was probably not good like doing the whole outreach thing. And I wish I kind of had found this community a little sooner too, because it's really been helpful. I made more subscribers than I did just in all last year right now. So, so it's kind of it's funny
But
too.
you already know me, and I tell you, don't we shouldn't focus that much on subs because subscribers go and come. You know, it's it's not the point for me on the social media world to have followers or subscribers. I would rather prefer so many less subscribers and more engagement than a lot of subscribers and non-engagement.
I see. Yeah, I see what people mean, and it sucks too that they say you have to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark if you want to like do ads or anything like that. So you kind of wish they would lower it, and then like it'd be like, okay, I can do like 500 subscribers, and I can just roll with it from there, see what happens. So that's why you have to like kind of use some of these other things like Patreon and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's something you would do eventually, but that's just me for now. So, and I like having people like this on, so I get to now interact with people worldwide, and I'm now able to speak with a guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome to talk to you, to El Batería Rupestre, to Ash, to Mike Conway. Well, I got a lot of them. Sasha from Virtual Drummer, Drumman. Well, I can't tell how many people I have just chatted, and it's like that's awesome. I feel you all like friends of mine here just here with me.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I guess still sticking with your channel. Were you gonna try anything new, or are you just gonna stick with the drum covers for now? Were you gonna try to expand any new ideas?
You know, last year I don't know if you know it, but I did some live streams. Well, that was a kind of a trap for me because I said to myself, okay, David, you don't have too much time to practice all your drum covers, so why don't you improvise live playing? Okay, mistake, because that's more exposure for you. It's harder because actually I'm just beginning again my YouTube content right now because I stopped for maybe 3 or 4 months because 4 months ago I got burned out of trying to live stream each Sunday. You will say, how can you get burned that easy? Well, because it's not that. It's not only that. It's all my life, my daily life, and all that. And moreover, the stupid pressure I felt that to be live every single Sunday with cool ideas, with a smile on my face, because everyone expects that the drum's saying, "Hey, funkers, how are you doing?" and such that things, you know. And then all my ideas for Sundays were running out. And it was like, I'm not going to live stream anymore until I get comfortable and happy about it. Because live streaming or YouTubing or whatever should be all about fun. and drumming should be all about having fun. And then I felt myself with not that much fun going on. And then 1 month ago or something, was like, okay, let's try it again. So live streaming, it's cool, but at the same time, you need to be very prepared for that, and also to handle with the critics, you know. And then one project I have in mind is to keep live streaming, but maybe not in YouTube, maybe on Twitch. And you will say, why on Twitch? Because I have only 30 followers on Twitch. But because I want to expand the social media world to be, because I say before, I consider myself a social media drummer, and I like to try and test all that social media world, and I think Twitch is a very cool place for live streaming. And also on Twitch, I would like to try to retro video gaming, because I'm a little bit freaky of that. And I like to play drums and play some old video games. And why not live stream them?
Yeah, I know what you mean too. I was actually thinking the same thing too. And we're going back to being nerds. What was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
We are happily nerds. That's what we would say.
Yes. So my future projects are just to get more comfortable in front of the camera, because, oh man, you don't know how hard it's being this interview to me. Oh, because you know that language barrier to me, it's real.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that you understand me enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I know you saw my interviews with Joaquin. I know Stamatis was another one where that's why I always kind of give a little pause in case I just need time to know what the English words are. So that's why I let them like form their sentences too. So you're
That's so
totally fine. Yours is pretty good.
Thank you. But that's very frustrating, because before coming on the interview, I was like, I'm going to tell him awesome ideas that I have, but then all blows, you know.
It all just left as soon as you stared into the camera, and then you saw.
Yes.
Mine has like the little green light on here, so it's like, yep, we are rolling. So, oh no, I just
Yes,
lost
me.
my ideas.
Mine too. This green light owns all my ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like it just stares into the soul, and then it just grips you too.
That also happens when you are recording a drum cover as well. The recording syndrome.
Yeah. Except mine's more of a red light.
Yep. So that happens to me all the time. I can practice a lot that drum cover, that it goes very well, very smooth, very on spot, and then it's to push the rec button and.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean too. It's
I recall some of your past interviews. Mike Conway said so. El Batería Rupestre said so. So I say so.
Yeah, I know. It's just more. I think it's more hard to like try to have fun with it too, because I know sometimes I just kind of bob my head too and like start banging on the drums and stuff like that. I know it's with some songs, I just find I can't do it for some reason when the chord buttons is like I gotta be focused. I at least know the notes, but I can't feel like I can't have fun with it for some reason, because since I'm making this video for so many people to watch, it's almost like I got the eyes of the world upon me. I cannot mess this up too much. Not mess it up too much. Now I'm at least getting a little bit more freedom in my playing in case I do like some mess ups, like maybe I accidentally play a cymbal when it should have just been stuck with a hi-hat and stuff like that. So
yeah, I know what you mean. But my advice would be go ahead and live it that way, because sometimes we are the most worst critics, and if anything it's not perfect, all the take it's bad, and that's not true. Because that happened to me. I upload a better take, but without feeling at all. And I would rather watch a bad cover, but with a fun guy having fun behind the kit, with attitude and just enjoying himself, that a robot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So,
yeah, because
well, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. And I know it does seem a little cliche because I know everybody's just saying like just have fun with it, but it's a lot harder too when the camera's rolling and everything. You feel like
absolutely.
it's like the adrenaline kicks in, everything starts. It grips you too. You can just be like, I got to do this right. It's like filming.
Yes.
It's like filming for a movie, but it was so much. I kind of wish it was like how the guys in Jackass. I don't know if you ever watched it, but
Yes.
theirs was because their cameras were a little bit older. It was like we had to keep doing the shot maybe over and over again, but it was okay if you because you had to screw up too. That was the thing. Like
Yes.
so
Absolutely.
that way
But
it just said like you're rolling, so you just go ahead and it's okay if you mess up too
yes,
because that's what it was all
the
about.
show goes. The show must go on, and when you are live streaming, that happens a lot.
Mm.
And one thing that happened to me so much is that I used to record my drum covers when my gremlins were sleeping and before my dinner time. And then I only had 30 minutes for recording a cover. And it was like, oh, come on, David, you have one take, maybe two takes, okay, maybe three takes. But then that thought was like, okay, it's killing you, that. And now I just record whenever I can and whenever I please.
Yeah, absolutely too. So best luck to you on your channel too. And it'd be nice to maybe at some point because I was gonna try to start live streaming too because I saw Ash Wells' video about how to live stream and stuff like that. So
You will enjoy it. It's addictive.
I could say why too because I've seen like other people do live streams and they're just like talking into their camera. I know one was like Paul Vanderkee, and I think he's a pastor, but he kind of delves into like some of the stuff like meaning of life and stuff like that. He does his own live streams where he's like talking about videos. I think it'll be like how this video is like in the top right corner, and then you just kind of talk about it. So
Yeah.
I think I would like to try that, but I think to kind of do what Ash Wells is doing because I had also played bass and it's kind of stuck in here right now. Gotta make sure you can see. So
Yeah.
I think I would like to do an epic series, kind of like what Ash does, but with bass covers
Yeah.
instead.
Ash's live streams are so cool because they are real, not short, but it's a good average of timing because he talks, he plays, he talks, and a farewell. That's awesome because viewers need just go to the point because you know how the modern world rules. And Ash knows it very well and does it very well. Actually, he's a master.
All right. Yep. Absolutely too. So let's jump to your kit behind you there. Talk about it a little bit. What kind of brand is it?
This blue Arctic oyster. Okay, can you see?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, right there. Okay, so that's a full electric drums kit. Electronic. I like to say electronic, not electric. Electronic drums.
Yeah.
Custom made by Diamond Electronic Drums in England by just one guy called Dave. I advise you. I recommend you to look after him and look for him, and you will enjoy his work. He's awesome. I did my custom kit step by step. I remember to begin with black or gray, summer gray snare drum. Then was like, wow, how cool is that? And then I picked that robin, that blue oyster, like in the 70s, and it's so cool. So cool. This kit is triggering a Roland TD25 module, but I never used its sounds. Even though it's pretty good, a pretty good module, but I discovered VST software like Super Drummer or Additive Drums too, and man, that's game changer. That's a game changer. I recommend you. And that's my kit, and I love it. I also own an acoustic kit, a Yamaha Stage Custom kit. It's a beauty. It's a lovely, but it's start. Yeah, that's my kit. I also keep in my closet my old TV6 kit and the pads that came with the Roland G25 module for the kids, maybe.
I see. That's actually pretty cool. Was that the first kit you had started with, or did you start with something else and then upgrade to that?
I began my electronic drums adventure at the beginning of my drumming history in 2001, more or less. I bought the TV6V Roland kit. Back in time I was living with my parents, and that was my very first kit. And the Roland TV6V module, it's still with me and it's still working. It's awesome old but a Goldie module. Then I got the Roland T25 kit, and then this beauty.
Okay. Uh, I guess whenever you find any more space in your house, or maybe move out to a bigger space, would you want to like integrate
Yeah.
maybe any of those sets together? Kind of make like a one would be like for percussion, and then the other one's like the standard set.
No, no. Sorry, do you mean if I needed more space for this one?
Well, no, I thought I don't know. Are you living like in an apartment right now, or do you have like your own house, kind of out in the suburbs of wherever you're at in
Uh,
Spain?
I live in a family house. We own two floors. We do live downstairs, and here it's a multi-purpose room. We have the laundry room. We have a room that I don't dare to get into that room because it's full of old things and full of old toys for of the kids.
Mm.
And also I have my little space here. So,
The studio.
but yeah, my studio, but it's also the laundry
Mm.
room. But it's more glamorous to say studio.
Well, the question I was kind of asking was, people have always like put their influences like with Neil Peart and like Neil Peart said his was like all big with like the standard. Then it was like he threw in the chimes, the percussion,
Yeah,
all that stuff. I didn't know if that was something you were gonna like do
I am
somewhere.
good. I'm good with that. I'm good. I'm on the pocket drummer. I need no more apparel. I would love to bang some of these huge kits, but not for me.
I see. All right. Well, to each his own.
Because with e-drums you can change your setup just by pressing a button. So
Oh
if I
yeah,
want the cowbell, I can configure it. So that's it.
yeah, absolutely. That's always been one of the big parts I said with like the electric kit, since you're able to just like change it on a dime, so you just make the pop sound or anything else like that, and you don't have to worry about tuning either. So that's
Yes,
what's so great about it.
absolutely. That's what I love.
Uh, what do you use to record your drum covers? I think I see one of your cameras off to your right, behind you
Yeah.
there.
I used to record with so many cameras back in time. Well, not that so many cameras, just two cameras. One one in front of me, another one in the ceiling. But that when that moment of burnout came, it also was for the edition working. It's way more complicated to edit a video with more than one camera angle.
Hey everyone. So a little bit of a funny situation had happened. So me and David here were talking for a little bit, and then of all the things to happen, my internet had just suddenly blacked out. I was not able to connect to him or anything. So David must have put some sort of curse on it or something, because I was without internet for the whole rest of the day. It did not come back on until midnight my time. So it was a little bit of a drag, but we got halfway through that interview. So David, when we were talking, I asked a question about your cameras. So why don't you just pick up from there? Tell us about your cameras.
Yes, in the beginning, I used to record with two cameras. One front camera. This is a Canon G7X Mark, I think so, and the other one was a GoPro alike or GoPro actually on the ceiling. But then I realized that that was a lot more of work to edit, because if you don't have a good take at first, you need to stop one camera, stop second camera, restart everything, and then okay, yes, in the beginning it was cool for me, all this edition work and such, but then now I keep it simple as my drum set, just minimal. I figure out, actually, I figure out how to edit better on Final Cut, and I can do with just one camera different kind of zooms and such and travelings that makes the trick as well. And then right now I'm just recording with just one camera, and that's a very cheap GoPro. Like it's not a GoPro. Actually, it has no brand, but hey, it makes the trick for me. So keep it simple. Yeah.
Yep, we keep it simple, and it's at least simple to use too.
Yeah, and I usually record in 720. How to say that? 720
It's
BPM.
just really,
Yes,
it's just
yes,
720p, really.
but that makes a difference, because it in less high quality, it's more cinematic.
Is the 1080p like a little too hard for you to edit, or is it like, I don't know, does it make it a little hard during your editing process?
No, it's my editing process. It's too simple. I, yes, I like to focus in some interesting parts of the what I do, and then actually I like to focus on some of my weird faces in sometimes. And I usually like uh, to switch from colorful to black and white when I do some blooper. It's like a brand thing to me, I think.
Did you ever do like a video of all your bloopers, just mix it into one? Or
Oh, that would be so cool.
that would be that, but I just remember like how movies back then, I think Pixar used to do it a lot. When the movies would end, they would then do like maybe their bloopers and everything, or
Yeah.
I can't call them fillers, but you know what I mean. Just the bloopers and everything like that. Would you try something like that?
Yes, something like behind the scenes. Yes, actually, that's kind of an Easter egg in all my end of all my endings has some Easter egg for the audience that keeps the tension until the very end. Something like a stick dropping or such. That's a gift.
Stick goes flying, and oh, there it goes sailing out the window onto the street. Oh my gosh! Excuse me.
Yes.
And the camera's still rolling while he runs out to get the stick and brings it back up. There we go.
Yep. That happens.
Yeah, I know what you mean too, but you know, actually, I've been fortunate never to have to really deal with it flying off. I know it happens a lot during practice, but it goes back to when we were talking. It like switches on up here, the adrenaline and everything starts kicking on when the cameras start rolling. So
Yeah.
I think I don't make too many mistakes. That's more just like maybe misplacing. Maybe if I'm hitting the hi hat and then for some reason I hit the cymbal because I feel like there has to be a cymbal there. And I realized during my editing process, there wasn't supposed to be a cymbal there. I'm like thinking, damn it. But then I realized, and since I talk with people who just do this all for fun, really, I just at this point I'm just feeling like, okay, whatever. I'm just leaving it in at this point. So
Yep.
I don't know if I asked you this question, but what do you love most about drumming?
That freedom, that feeling of freedom, and that I can communicate what I try on music. As I told you yesterday, and when I used to play guitar, I always felt myself in a cage, and I'm very tensioned because I wasn't able to lead a guitar. I always was the rhythm, okay, but I always was very tensed. And then on drums, even though I'm not a good drummer, I feel that my body, my mind can show how I feel about that, and I feel good. That's it. That's the best part of drumming, and maybe because that's a stress reliever as well. It's like, okay, poof,
Yep.
everything goes away.
It's like almost similar to going to confession or something like that, if we want to say it.
Yeah.
I don't know about that extreme, but you know what I mean. It makes you feel better afterwards.
Yes.
So, uh, let's see. Trying to remember which question we were on, and where in Spain are you? Are you close to Madrid?
Nope, not at all. Actually, I'm not in the Spain continental. I'm not in the continent. I'm in a small island called Menorca, or Minorca in English. It's a part of the Balearic Islands in the Mediterranean Sea. Here in Spain, we have regions: Catalonia, Madrid, Islas Baleares, and Menorca is a small island. It's just 45 kilometers wide. In miles, it should be 30 or something miles wide. So it's 30 miles wide by 10, more or less, the other. Okay, so it's such a small island in the Mediterranean. I'm originally from Barcelona, a huge capital, and that was a cool experience to me to go here in Menorca. I'm very proud.
Are you a big soccer fan by any chance? Because I know about the Barcelona soccer team.
Actually, I've never been such a fanboy of the football or soccer, as you say. But yes, my team is Football Club Barcelona. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. The reason why I was asking because you had mentioned that your main profession is a nurse. So
Yes.
I kind of wanted to get into COVID a little bit. So I guess how bad did COVID affect you and your family?
My family, thank God, everything is going well so far. Almost the entire family has passed the, um, the COVID. My parents not yet, but well, everyone who has passed is okay. Actually, I've passed it as well, even though I have 3 shots. But okay, it's a lot of exposure to me. But yes, all in our family is going fine now. But COVID has been so painful.
Yeah, especially working as a nurse because
Yeah,
you guys like fill to the brim in the hospitals and everything.
yes, but you need to imagine our hospital. We only have one public hospital in the island because in the island we are less than 90,000 people living. Okay, so it's just one hospital for a whole island, and we only have 7 ICU beds.
Oof.
That's so well. That was danger. Uh, and in my I work in a mental health service,
Mm.
and that was even more stressful because our patients uh, uh, are so fragile in all this thing because if I'm always working with my patients to get outside and live in the community, and then COVID strikes, and then was so harmful. But well, we're going through this.
Yeah, I always hear the stories when they talk about the nurses and stuff. Also, obviously more particularly in the States too, but you just hear at first they were the frontline warriors. They're doing everything they can to try to keep COVID at bay, and then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, now everybody seems to like hate them for some reason.
Well,
So
just to talk about this is making me goosebumps because even though I'm not a nurse in the first line, but here in Menorca we are all in the first line, and I had the feeling and the urge to help, and I did double shifts to vaccine population, to vaccine partners, to vaccine police, well, everything. And well, just to think about that makes me goosebumps.
yeah, I can see what you mean.
It's like a nightmare, and everyone has to have forget about that, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I know what you mean too, man. It seems like, especially what's going on in the news, especially our Center for Disease and Prevention Control, CDC, as they call it, they keep talking about, I guess there's these new variants or stuff like that. So it gets crazy too. So I always feel bad when especially in your story, considering what your profession is and how you've been on the front line, because since you have one hospital and I guess so many people, it's pretty much all hands on deck at that point.
Yes.
So
But I would like to tell you and everyone watching us, to don't panic either. Okay, so all the variants uh, will exist, but the main point is that we need to have learned something about this. Okay, I don't know in the States, but in Barcelona back in time, 20 years ago, when we have Japanese tourists, they already were wearing masks. And we say, why they do so? Well, because they were protecting themselves and ourselves. So if we have learned that with just wearing a mask when we have a cold, we can protect the other. So that's the point. If you feel bad or you feel ill, sick, just wear a mask. Life can go through this. Don't panic, but protect yourself and the others.
I see. And thank you so much for your service too. So special props to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Let's see. Trying to see where we are at in the interview too. So, and I can also. Are you a big Star Wars fan back there?
Yep, a little bit, yes. Can you see my tattooing?
Yep. Did you watch any of like the TV series, or were you more into the movies?
Okay, I'm such a big fan of the original trilogy and the spin-offs. The second trilogy I don't like it, and the last one, okay, it's better than I thought. But the best spin-off to me, it was Rogue One. Rogue One is awesome. It's just awesome. Actually, I like to watch Rogue One and New Hope all together.
I see.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think at some point maybe I would like to do it in the order that they give us now. So it's the prequels, Rogue One, then it's the original trilogy, and then all the sequels, and then followed by the two Disney series that they made, The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. So
yep.
I think everybody in our group who's a big Star Wars fan would agree that it's the original trilogy was the best.
Yes.
Then the prequels, I was obviously still stoked because I loved the originals so much, so I didn't really think much about it when the prequels came out. But I think as you got older, you started seeing some of the mistakes, but like it was more like, okay, we can just forgive it and then just enjoy it for what it is. But I know they kept like hammering out like the Clone Wars and stuff like that, so there was always like some sort of series beneath all the movies and everything too. So
yes, at the end, it's business now.
Unfortunately, money talks, as the saying goes. So
yes, yep.
Let's see. All right, I think we're at this part of the interview where now I give my interviewees a little bit of time to ask me anything, or if there's anything you'd like to get off your chest. So, fire away, amigo.
I would like to know how did you help doing this podcast, because I'm very interested in that. And actually, I want to congratulate you for all your progress and that you are going to be hosted by Spotify or a brand like Spotify.
That was a Anchor, and that's where I put like some of my episodes.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, the episodes they were ones I already did. I just wanted to put it on there just to kind of reach out. I have to check, but I don't think I've gotten anything yet. It would be nice to maybe get some more streams on there, because this would be something, because I really love this, and I would like to turn this into a full-time profession. It's not that like but I would say it's kind of a little bit slow at times, and sometimes there's days you're not really doing much of anything really. So it would be nice to kind of turn this into my full-time profession.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Well, I work actually a second job too, so I got 2 jobs plus this, followed by a little bit of a writing side too. So I'm trying to get all that rolling too. So I got everything in the works. It's just bringing it all together and then finding something that makes me happy to get out of bed in the morning instead of just maybe around.
So very, very good job on this.
But what was your question? I want to make sure we didn't get off topic there.
No, how came to your mind to do this podcast thing and to shout out the drummers you like?
These were, I would say they were mostly the subscribers who had came on too, but obviously I have to give the props to Drumman 190 and Drummer's Key. I think it was more a drummer's key, to be honest, but I did see Drumman 190, like other drummers who were real big and stuff like that. So, or perhaps had a good presence on social media and stuff like that. So, and I think I think I should credit it more to Drummer's Key because I know he was doing it with Throwback Drummer because that was when I saw it there. I figured like, well, I could try something like that. Maybe try something like that and see where it goes. So, first one was obviously with a friend of mine who's currently residing in Nashville, which is what we consider the music capital in the States. And after that, it was a drum teacher, and then I think my first ever was Eric Henninger. Yeah, Drum Addict was he
Yes.
was episode 3, but he was my first drummer in this whole community when we first
Awesome.
started. Then after that, it just kind of took off. I know I got Throwback Drummer afterwards. I got Ash, and I was hoping to get Drumman 190, but I almost had him this month, but I guess he had a little issue came up, so we had to reschedule him maybe sometime in June. Hopefully we can try to get him in June, maybe July. We'll see what happens. So to be
I
continued.
love your show. I love your show. Even though it's the subtitles help me a lot. So
Uh,
and I like it.
yeah, thank you so much. I know I was just talking with Julian Kramer out of Germany. He works in IT. I don't know. Do you know anything about how to put the subtitles on here at all or something like that?
Well, when sometimes I did on my videos, I did myself the subtitles, and that's a pain because you need to it's like a title, and you need to sync with the well, that's awful. I would love it to pay someone to do that for me, and then now I just only came to my mind to just not don't speak in my videos, and that's it. Or I talk in a little bit weird of my English or in Catalan because maybe you will hear me in Catalan because my language is Catalan and Spanish. Uh, but well, happy to know that little of English as well.
I see. I guess, did you have any other questions or anything else you wanted to try to get off your chest?
How many instruments do you know to play?
Let's see. I think the story has always gone. I was a cello player through my elementary school, through high school. So that was third grade all the way through 12th grade. I stopped playing it after I got to college, and I eventually had to sell that. My dad actually got me a bass. Actually, it was his old Gibson bass that he used to play back in his day. And he was just doing it in cover bands with an uncle of mine, and they just kind of go around doing stuff, maybe mixing in like Black Sabbath and stuff like that. I kind of did that for a little bit, and I just been back and forth with bass guitar. I know it, at least in the standard tuning. I at least know like some of the stuff because I was looking up songs too because I wanted to try to get into the live stream that Ash Wells had put out there on his recent Tech Hub video. So I thought since he does a drum epic series, I thought doing bass as an epic series too. So it'd be something to do at some point. So I do know a little bit of bass, and then drums is something I do a lot more of nowadays. Technically, free instruments.
That's the way. That's the way. Drumming will make us free.
Yep. The one instrument that makes us free. There we go. All right.
Okay.
I guess anything else, or do you want me to jump to the last question?
Let's see. Let's see. Yesterday, you said that you are also a nerd like me. What kind of nerdness you're proud of?
It's automatically nerds. So
Yeah.
let's see. I would count maybe the video games would be one because I know I've got into those very high special kind of games too, or the more harder games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and I always count Mortal Shell as like one of the more harder ones. I'd say something like that, and then I don't really know because I'm actually a metalhead too, so I don't know if that kind of disqualifies my nerdness. So I always thought it was just the glasses just make me look dirty or something like that. I know a little bit of intelligence, not really to brag memory, so it could count. It could account for something nerdy or anything like that. So
Okay, that's good to me.
okay, I guess what would make you qualify as a nerd?
Um, my partners at work says that I'm a nerd just because I like Star Wars. Because, in my team, I work in a team that I'm the only nurse, and I have a psychiatrist, a social worker, and a who shows up in the work and patients home with such this kind of shirts and Star Wars shirts, and it's like, okay, David, the nerdy. Okay, I handle with that.
Yeah, we are Jurassic Park and Star Wars nerds. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, or do you want me to jump to the last question?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, last question does kind of get a little deep too, because I'm sure as you've seen in my videos, normally I know I can't. For this one, because of what COVID has done to everybody in the world today, I always like people to kind of give their opinion on what sort of message of hope you can give. So, what sort of message of hope can you give to drummers out there who are trying to get their life back in order?
So, as I said before, be patient, be hopeful. Everything is going to get back to normality, or at least to the new normality. Don't panic, don't freak out. We can still play or share all our content, and then we can meet and we can play. And for the music fellas, I think that just need to be patient. We already know people in our drum community that it's still restarting to gigging and having fun in live. So just that. Don't panic, keep patient. Everything will work out for our community, musicians, and everyone.
Absolutely. Spoken like a true prodigy, too. That's what I tell pretty much everybody at this point. Because I don't want to be like this. So.
Sorry?
Did we freeze up there?
Yeah, but what did you say, the last part? What advice?
No, I just meant for any advice, I want people to be able to take that advice and incorporate it into their lives too. So
yeah,
that's the biggest thing I want to do. So, all right, well, it took pretty much 2 parts in order to get your interview in and out of the way too. So yours was a little bit special.
But it was so fun to me, and I'm very honored to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I guess before we wrap up, any shout-outs or any last words you want to get off before we close?
I don't want to shout out to anyone because I already have talked a lot of people that we know and all your audience may know. I like to shout out to all the others that they are unknown. Just as Ash do and Dorman does, just look inside the deep YouTube, because we are going to find a lot of people that it's impossible to shout out them because there are so many hidden gems. So shout out to all of them. And actually, shout out to all of you, my friends, my funkers.
Yeah, and your subscribers too.
Yep.
And I know eventually Ashwells will find somebody and put them on the drum radar and everything too.
Yes.
Actually, he recently did mine too.
Yes, I've seen that.
I know, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Ash, for that too.
Sure.
And actually, I can't thank him enough already. He's been such a good help too. All right, so Pena, out of, how do you pronounce it again? The island you currently reside on?
Sorry?
I was just saying, my guest today was David Pena, and I just wanted you to say, which island are you currently on in Spain?
Menorca.
Menorca, okay.
Yes.
I will try to get that right, but I got too much already because I was speaking with a guy from Germany not too long ago. So
you're invited to come over here.
Eventually.
Sure.
It'll be on the list at some point. So
you have
actually, I think I might have a list. I think I might have an idea at some point, but I don't know if it would
make sure to be in Menorca, not Mallorca. Mallorca is full of party. Menorca, it's all nature.
I see. All right. Well, David, again, thank you so much again for coming on, buddy. So stay safe. Stay tuned.
Bye.